Yeah, hello, my name is Carl. I've been an indie game dev for at least about 15 years, but depending on how you want to count it, maybe since 1997. So, given I'm recording this in 2025, maybe up to 28 years. Depends how you want to count it, honestly. That older stuff was somewhat hobbyist oriented, modding and such, but I did help launch a successful game studio back then and also shipped some games on older platforms like BlackBerry. So while I was focused more on art than coding at that time, I do like to personally count it like those experiences do add up and contribute to what I'm able to do today, right? In any case, the purpose of this video is I've had this channel for about 13 years, but I did stop posting content about 9 years ago, more or less. So I decided to relaunch the channel and have a slight brand and content change, and wanted to talk about that just a little bit today before I start with the new content. So why did I stop? I stopped because of several reasons. It was very difficult to focus and complete my projects with the incredible overscope and size of the projects I had at the time. I was neck deep in some projects that were taking me several years, and I couldn't really see the end of it, and I felt like recovering time from devlog videos would make it go a little bit faster. I was also really not understanding what I wanted my channel to be about, so really was just streaming very technical devlog content, which didn't have a huge audience. I think one of my most successful videos had less than 1,000 views. So why am I starting it back up? So I find myself enjoying developer content on YouTube, but find that some of the voices have pretty different takes than mine. So I felt there's room for another voice. Decided at least to begin with some of the topic areas I want to focus on, but not try to overload myself so it doesn't take too much of my time away from development. So I also want sort of a relaxed, as it were, kind of a channel, not let perfection be the enemy of actually doing something. And as such, these videos will typically be very low production value, just me talking and maybe screen sharing about some topics. So the content that I do want to produce is probably some reaction content. I do see a lot of videos that I either fully disagree with, or while I don't maybe technically disagree with others, I just believe there are alternate takes that are equally valid, and I think the reaction format is a good way to discuss that. I also want to do a series on game launch failures. I haven't quite come up with a name for that. I have one in mind, but I'm not going to announce it here. You'll see it on the channel soon. But you see game launch failures in different formats on YouTube and Reddit are the two that I see the most of, where people don't seem to understand why their game is not doing well, and their lack of self-awareness of their skills and where they are at in their development journey. So I wanted to kind of bring those up, go over them. I'm not sure if these videos will eventually socialize enough to start educating people, but at least if I build an audience, my audience will have that education, right? It's not the purpose to beat those people up, so we'll only be doing it to people whom have already publicly shared their project and the failures and the questions on various media sites, right? So they're inviting discussion. Another reason or kind of content I want to produce is maybe some education. I'm going to try to keep that light. There's been small little things that I find here and there that, that little eureka moment, wow, that made this easier. I'll probably do some of those. I'm going to keep away from, half an hour streaming of UVW mapping or stuff like that, but maybe a little bit more like brackies, right? Really short, fun, educational stuff. And then in general, I hope to offer a slightly different kind of game dev YouTube view in my content. I've been shipping games, as a coder for about 15 years. And while none of them have made the kind of quit your day job kind of money, I've made more than the median Steam revenue several times and shipped on many platforms, iOS, Android, PC desktop, Big Fish Games web portal, Wild Tangent Games web portal, a BlackBerry, Steam, older device you may not have heard of called a Tapwave Xerox before smartphones were around. It was kind of a nice gaming platform. Maybe some others I'm not remembering right now. So there are YouTubers out there who maybe they did have a hit game and they have this whole vibe around survivorship bias and just follow my magic formula and you can do what I did. And then there's the other ones who have never shipped a single game and they're like, well, here, I'm just loaded with advice, right? Some of that advice can be kind of parroting what is out there in the community, and other advice can be stuff that they make up that sounds kind of neat, but isn't based on their experiences. So, we either want to count me as doing this for 15 or 28 years. Certainly, I've done some time, and I have a little bit more in the middle kind of takes. I don't have the wild success to sell you, but I have lots of really practical experiences that I can share. So that's really it for the relaunch of the channel. I do want to mention my kind of background art. It's just for the YouTube channel. That is AI created. I'm not a super huge fan of AI, but it would have taken me a long time to make something roughly equivalent. So I just went ahead and did that quick to get the channel going. Again, not letting perfection be the enemy of actually doing something. So welcome back. Hope to entertain you with some enjoyable content in the near future. And subscribe, or leave a comment and tell me how much you hated what I had to say. Hopefully my setup, microphone recording, noise levels, all that will improve over time. But leave feedback if you had any pain points so that I can know what I need to improve on. Thanks. Bye.